Yo guys, what's up? It's Mal from PlusTwoGaming, and today I got a Black Ops 3 Zombies video. However, there's no gameplay, there's nothing like that. It's just my ideas and theories that will happen, that I personally think will happen. What happened at the end of Black Ops? Well, the world got blown up from Richthofen setting off a missile and hitting the Earth. So the current guys that we know and love were stuck on the moon. What happened at the end of Black Ops 2? Well, what happened, there was two things that ended at the Black Ops 2. So the first one was that our new heroes were on another exploding Earth, and Richthofen broke the cycle, and everything was burning, and that's how I think it keeps on looping in that cycle. And at the end of Origins, if you have played it, you know that Samantha and Richthofen were playing they were kids, and they were playing with zombie toys, and this is their story through the games that they've told. And then at the end they go down into a bomb shelter, and we don't know what happens next. Who will be our main protagonists? Well, this is kind of difficult because it could be either the old 4 characters, the new 4 characters, or Richthofen, Samantha, and 2 other people. We're not even sure whether it's going to be 4-player or 8-player yet in the storyline or the campaign version of Zombies in Black Ops 3. What time period will we be playing in? Well, again, this is difficult. We could either be playing in the time zone where Richthofen or Samantha are, or we could be playing in 2060 with the current events of Black Ops 3 continuing on from campaign. At launch, how many levels or maps will we get? Well, this is a hard one because they said that there's a storyline to it, so that could mean there's a campaign mode, or that they've got more Easter eggs involved in the games. But what I'm hoping is that at launch they'll at least have 2 or 3 different levels that we'll have, or possibly one old-fashioned one like Kino or 5, and then one dynamic style one like Transit. 4-player co-op or 8-player co-op? Again, this is how Treyarch want to play it. They can either play it as an 8-player game or a 4-player game, or both, like we saw in Black Ops 2, where there was a special 8-player mode where it's 4 versus 4. Now that would be very, very cool if they include that with the XP progression system. So you can unlock special things in the 8-player co-op to make it more interesting as the levels increase, as your level increases. Will we see the return of perks, mystery box, and pack-a-punch? Hopefully yes, because that's what makes the game exciting. I love the fact that the perks are there to boost your player, giving them special abilities or stats. Mystery box, I hope so, otherwise we're not going to get any fancy weapons that we normally wouldn't be able to obtain. And pack-a-punch, they really should have pack-a-punch in it, so that we can upgrade the weapons and last for longer rounds, otherwise it's not going to be as fun as previous games. What will we see as DLC in the near future? Well, Treyarch today have announced that there will be 4 map packs, or DLC map packs, and hopefully that will include 1 zombies in each single map pack itself. So again, we have no idea what to expect, as we have no idea what to expect from the game. So there could be potential storyline enhancements through new characters, or the same characters just developing the story as the DLCs get released. And hopefully, like they did in Black Ops, the final DLC we get a Zombies exclusive where we could possibly play previous zombie maps from Black Ops or Black Ops 2, say the 3 most played maps or bought maps on the games. Will we see any new wonder weapons? Well, I hope so, because that's another factor that made Zombies different to any other Call of Duty title that had a bonus mode, where you get these bizarre weapons that did bizarre things that were just overpowered to a certain extent. These wonder weapons are weapons that you'll never see in any other game. That's just creative. They're so creative that you can't predict what these will be. And hopefully, whatever they will be freaking awesome. Because the Thunder Gun is a lot better gun than the Jet Gun. Will we see the return of old maps in previous Zombies? Well, Treyarch has done this before, so hopefully yes, but I'm doubtful because they have got a completely different game now, completely new engine, and they'll have to remake all of the maps, which will take time, but I also really hope that they do, because that will bring, again with the Zombies map pack at the end of Black Ops, that was amazing. Even though they had the previous maps anyway for Special Edition, you know, it gave it open to the public to access these old maps with new guns and the new engine, which kind of brought it, you know, a completely different aspect to the game. They had more maps to play with, more maps to choose from, and people really enjoyed that. Will we see the return of the bank and buildables? The bank, yes and no. Yes, because it was a good way of saving up money, and for later on, say if you die and you came back, you could just grab that money and go without losing the potential death tax that you do have. And no, because it does ruin sessions of Zombies. If you go run to the bank at round 1 and empty your bank and then buy everything on round 1, it's not that great. And buildables, no, I don't like the buildables. I liked some of the buildables, but overall they weren't that great. They weren't used a lot. You know, if they had them and they were really useful, they could like get you into new areas easier. And like, I liked the turbine, and I think there was another one that let you open a door for a period of time. But apart from that, buildable, I don't want to see a return of buildables. Will we see the return of dog rounds or something of the sort? I hope so, because they changed up the game a little bit, even though it's easier with those in, as you can get at max ammos, and potentially in Black Ops 2 you got the perk bonus. However, really it's down to how they execute the map. If it's fitting for dog rounds, where it can give you time to split the map up into certain like stages, yes. And will it be dog rounds? I'm not sure. You know, they can have anything. If we're in 2060, they can have robotic dog rounds that come at you even faster. But again, that we'll have to wait and see what they will bring. What will we expect over the years of development? Well, Treyarch, as you know, are kind of a smallish company, so they've had 3 years, around 3 years, to build and test the game. And again, that's why they're doing the beta, because they need to test it more. So if they give it out to the public, it's easier to test it. However, that's multiplayer. With Zombies, I hope that there's a decent amount of content, more than what there was in Black Ops 1. And more what they had in Black Ops 2, in very different ways. Black Ops 1 you had 2 different maps, and they're completely different. In Black Ops 2 you had one map, and it was split up differently to give you more playability with the maps. So I hope that they do at least a combination of that, 2 big maps, which you can split it up into more smaller content of maps. So overall at launch we could be seeing around possibly 8 to 9 different small areas, or possibly 1 or 2 bigger areas where there will be the main characters, the storyline, and other stuff of the sort. If you've got any more ideas or questions that you want to be answered in the second video, which I'll be doing much later on, when we have more idea of what the Zombies will be and I can ask direct questions, comment down below or tweet us. Thanks for watching, see ya.